Hello everyone, I'm Spencer Mock,
I'm Josh Payne,
and welcome to
the Bad Batch
Podcast.
I almost said radio there.
It's close. It's
Yeah, I messed up. Sorry, guys. It's
We,
just me.
yeah. So we figured out a name.
Yeah, we figured out a name in honor of the new season coming out of the Bad Batch. We decided to be the Bad Batch Podcast, which is very rhymey.
Yeah, it kind of goes together.
Mm-hmm.
We actually flipped a coin between Bad Batch Radio and Bad
Yeah.
Batch Podcast,
And Podcast 1.
And I was happy.
Yeah, I was happy with it too. I was happy with both names, and I think podcast comes off the tongue.
A little
Pretty
bit
cool.
Bad Batch Podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
It kind of like got the same sound. in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, like Josh said, Bad Batch, if you watched any of the unfinished episodes, they're like the new squad that's in there.
Mhm.
So that's where we got our inspiration for the name.
And I think it's badass.
We're a couple of badasses here in the
With the
Bad
pod-
Batch Podcast.
Badass podcast with a bunch of bad batch. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tongue twister.
Tongue twister, but it's good.
Yeah, so shall we jump into the episode?
We shall.
And so right now, this is the second episode of chronologically rewatching the episodes.
Of
And
the
this
Clone
is,
Wars,
and this is season 1, episode 16, so a little bit of a jump back from our last one.
I think it's exactly, So like Cat and Mouse, our last one,
Mhm.
was season 2, episode 16.
Oh, yeah.
We jumped back an entire
yeah.
season.
Yeah, thanks
season
Star
one.
Wars for doing that to us.
Yes. Thank you for messing up the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm. And so so let's jump into the opening screen and
Yes.
the words it says, which is, our Bible and
The Star Wars Bible.
the
yes.
Star Wars Clone Wars Bible right there, and that is truth enlightens the mind, but won't always bring happiness to your heart. It's a very deep one there.
Very deep, very deep.
So, a lot of them were like, last one was like,
It was a lot more basic.
yeah, it's
like,
a lot more wise leaders knows when to follow.
Yes,
And this
yes.
one is more like going into depth. Like you can kind of like you can really understand the last one. This one you kind of have to like think about a little more.
The last one almost was like kind of advice.
Yeah. And that's how most of them come off.
Yeah. This one is like a warning. Almost. This one's like, don't go looking for what you don't want to find because it might not make you happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's
Which
like
you probably should
when you
know
know
the
your
truth.
when you know your girlfriend's cheating on you. Like, do you really want to find out?
I don't,
You know
Silka's
what?
Silka's my girlfriend, so.
No.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
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 We'll
All
move
right.
on from there.
We're gonna have to talk about this later.
Yeah, so jumping into the episode, so the last episode we're in the outer space of Kassaphis, and now we're on the planet of Kassaphis, and we're starting to see like the battle sequence, and the movie comes in after this episode, and you can tell how they correlate because they're very similar.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they should be.
Mm-hmm.
So Anakin, of course, like last episode's leading the attack, and him and Kenobi the episode starts off with them on 2 towers, and they're ready to ambush droid battalion marching in. And as they're ready to ambush them, all of a sudden, right from behind, droids come up and they start attacking them.
They get ambushed themselves.
Yeah, they
So-
ambush the ambusher, like scam the scammer kind of thing.
Yeah. Wait, what was it? It was like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me
Yeah,
twice.
yes. And so that happens. They zip line off. They do this cool sequence. Anakin comes in, saves Kenobi. Half the freaking clones die, and I cried over that. You know?
Yeah. Half the people
Just-
are just gone.
Boom. And right before they jumped on a gunship to blast out, one of the clones tore off a commander droid. They're like, rider, and he tore off the head and jumped on the gunship, and that's where the episode falls into after that.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the intro, and they get this head,
Mm-hmm.
and they take it back to their base, and they basically start looking at it for information, right?
And they do this more than once later on too.
Yeah, I think later on they do
It was in Naboo,
they
wasn't
do
it?
it in the Naboo scene.
Mm-hmm. And that's
The
not too
Blue
far.
Shadow virus.
And that's
yeah.
that's not too
Yeah.
far away from here. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they do that, and I think basically because they knew their information was solid because they had gotten they knew the battalion was going to move through, so they figured out there has to be someone that's
Yeah. So
messing with them. Like,
yeah. So there's definitely a mole in their ranks.
Yes.
So they get there and the droid kind of reinforces that idea. He clones will be on these 2 levels and we will attack from other side or something like that.
You're right. They knew exactly where they were going to be.
Mhm.
That's right.
And so then Kenobi and Anakin take off to go look around the planet and go into kind of the behind the lines, like into the Separatist territory, and they order Rex and Cody to stay behind and look for the mole.
Mm-hmm. And actually, chronologically, this would be the first time in Star Wars that we would ever have seen Captain Rex or Commander Cody.
And yeah, those two great clones. One did their job and one didn't. But
What do you? Yeah.
Order 66.
Fire.
Oh, yeah. So some bad blood there with me and Cody.
Yeah.
If I was with him right now, he would be punched in the face.
He would not be doing very well.
Yeah, Rex, I would high five Rex, but Cody, I would probably have
Rex
to
is a
punch
cool
him in
guy.
the face. Sorry, but I would. I would.
He deserves it.
Yes. Would you punch? Cody?
I give him. He's got a scar here. I'll give him a scar on the other side.
Oh, see, yeah, there,
Yeah.
yeah. If what's the 4 clones that we see in is it not Rebels? It is. No, it isn't. What is? Oh my gosh, I'm spacing out right now. I'm not. Is it Rebels where we see the clones Rex, Wolf?
Oh, and wasn't it Gregor?
It was Gregor. Gregor, yeah, that was a cool episode. We'll get to that. We'll get to that soon.
Yeah, we could do Rebels.
We
Rebels
could.
eventually.
But no, but Gregor was in one of the Clone Wars episodes. Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we won't spoil it.
We won't talk about that anymore. But that's a cool episode.
And was there one more, or am I wrong? There's definitely Rex.
And
remember when they're
in the Rebels?
Yes, on Rebels when they got out to the planet and they were old AT-AT Walker.
I think it was only 3.
Was it 3?
I thought it was only
3.
3.
You might be right. I'm probably wrong.
Because
But
if Commander Cody was there, I would have hoped he was dead.
yeah. So yeah, there's definitely for sure Rex, Wolf, and Gregor. Yeah. So yeah, they were there. They survived. But going back, we kind of got a little off topic.
A little bit off topic.
Just a little bit.
Back to the episode.
Yeah. So Cody and Rex are left at the base to find the mole. And don't they see someone running out like that was watching them? And
Yeah.
They follow them. And then they go, and then they follow him into the mess hall because it's like a circle, and Rex goes one side, Cody goes the other, and then they know the person was in the
command center.
Not the command center. They were in the where they eat.
The mess hall.
Yeah, the mess hall.
The mess hall. Yeah.
And so they definitely knew that the mole was in the mess hall. So then they can kind of narrow it down to all those clones.
Those the guys that were there that day. Yeah. But there were a lot of people there, weren't there?
Yes.
When they went in. So.
Yeah, but then they get it narrowed down to Slick's crew.
Yeah, they figure something out that way that only one of them could.
The transmission came from. Didn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
Slick's barracks.
Yes, Slick's barracks. That's where it came from.
And they figured out that they were looking, and the transmission that was sent to the Separatists.
Yes, was sent from there. So now they got narrowed down even closer. So then they go into Slick's barracks and they start interviewing.
I believe, they interview him. But I remember they were surprised. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They were surprised. So they're going through one by one. I can't remember all the names of the clones. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll wait for you to sit down.
All right, we're back. We just had a little bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah. So like we were saying, Slick's crew. So they're going through interviewing one by one, and they get to one of them cleaning his rifle, his gun. Another one was in the mess hall. Another one was, he was like, I didn't do any. He was like, he said he was somewhere, but he actually wasn't. But then they find out.
And that was suspicious, and they were suspicious of him.
Yeah, and so they're like, what are you hiding from us? And he pulls out these droid fingers.
Yeah, they're like clanker fingers.
Yeah. And he goes, they're taking so much from me. And it's just kind of, but it's like.
And he's not supposed to have them.
No.
Apparently it's like some Republic rule that you can't take the droid's parts for some reason.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because it's applying to like a real soldier. And what would a real soldier do if he saw thousands of his brothers dying like every day? And it goes through the mental part of the clones, and I think that's so cool and so important in the Clone Wars that we see the mental aspect from the clones. And
the toll.
Yeah, the toll it takes on him, and like he wanted to, like it was his will. It wasn't like he's a robot like those droids. He's a person. He's just a clone. And I thought that was cool. And then they kept going through, but then he blames Slick because like he was like, I was doing this, but I saw you turn right to the mess, not to the mess hall, but to the command center.
Yeah, we all went left, but you turned right towards the command center. Yeah.
And so then like that kind of, and then so then Slick's punches Rex, I believe, in the face. Or Cody, it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, he gets really sweaty and like really nervous, and they start pressuring him.
And he's like, "Where are you? What are you doing?"
And like, I mean, yeah, he got right up in his face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like pushed him back. And then, I thought he hit Cody, right?
Yes, you might be right.
He just full on smacked Cody, one of them.
Yeah.
And then he just
Runs out.
sprinting.
And so they start following him, and they follow him into like where all the gunships are and where all the vehicles are, and they're following like transmission where he last transmitted, and they follow him and like, what's this? And all of a sudden it's like a beeping, like where he drops it, like he put it there to lure them there.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden, boom! All these bombs go off.
Oh yeah, all
set
over
the
the
trap
base.
for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they follow him.
Yeah, they survived.
Yeah, they
survived.
Yeah, spoiler alert, they survived.
They got away from the bomb, I think, and they lived.
So then they're like, "Oh, we gotta find him." So they go back to the command center.
This is Rex and Cody.
Yes, Rex
Following
and
Slick. By the way.
yes. And we're not even talking about the other half of this.
Yeah, I was figuring we'd get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in there, and they're like, "Where could he go?" And then like Rex kind of makes like it's like, "Look up," but he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
And he's like, Slick's like in the looking vent, looking at him.
It's like the tiles at school. That, like,
yeah.
And like you're like,
so
yeah, he's
they,
up in
they
there.
set down their gun on the control panel, and they walk away. It's like, where could Slick go? And Rex walks out of the room, acting like he left, and he like open and close the door like that old trick.
Mm-hmm.
And then comes Slick, like he comes down, he grabs the gun, and then all of a sudden it was like, I didn't put any bullets in it. Well, not bullets,
because like Rex left, right, or somebody left.
Yeah.
And then one of them was faking staying,
Mm-hmm.
so Slick was gonna like literally kill them.
Yes.
They took the gun because they left the gun on the table.
And then so they were able to capture Slick.
Yeah.
And stop the mole. And he was promised.
Didn't he end up dying or no?
I'm pretty sure they threw him in the barracks. I'd not be right about that. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
he was what did the separatists offer him? Like, what was it that they like?
They offered him freedom, didn't they?
They offered-
Yeah. He didn't get killed because they asked him like,
Why'd you do it?
yeah,
And he was like,
for freedom.
yeah, he was like, you sent all of us into battle, but I just
Against
wanna,
our will.
Yeah, against our will.
Because they're clones.
Yeah, and so he was doing it for the clout.
Yeah.
for the freedom, but yeah. So there's that half of the episode, and then there's another whole entire. So there's two plots being pushed here.
And at that point, that's when they reunite at the end as Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yes,
So.
but yeah, it was going in the episode. It goes in between Anakin and Obi-Wan and Rex and Cody. You
Yeah,
wanna
it's
talk
like a
about him?
split screen. Yeah, I can go into Obi-Wan and Anakin. So, as we remember at the beginning, we talked about how they split off,
Mhm.
and how Cody and Rex's mission was to find the mole, and Anakin and Obi-Wan were going to go to the headquarters, right?
Yes,
Separate
that's
headquarters. And you see them, and they're on their speeder bikes, and they're just going right on the main road. And they're just going straight towards it, and I'm just like, all right.
and you even see like the droids, and they notice the droids too.
They notice the droids, and they're like, we're being watched. and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, this is just too easy. And Obi-Wan's like, or someone have said, like, this is a trap. And I think Obi-Wan was like, oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that sounds like Obi-Wan thing
Yeah.
to say. Hello there. kind
Hello
of
there.
thing.
Yeah. General Kenobi.
So yeah, so then they walk in, and then they meet their favorite person.
Yes, they walk in and meet the lovely Asajj Ventress.
Yes.
First introduced in this episode as well.
Yes. You see, this episode is kind of, if it was
In the pre-Ahsoka era.
it is. If it's chronological, this episode would be throwing a lot of big hitters at us that we see in later movies
And later episodes.
Yes.
And yes.
So then they get in a very cool battle with Asajj,
Mm-hmm.
and she's pretty powerful.
She's
They find
not
out.
bad.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Obi-Wan knows more about her than Anakin does.
It always seems like it. They're kind of flirtatious.
Yeah, it's like Anakin. Oh gosh, don't even. Oh.
It's like is he like? Isn't there the scene where she takes the thing off and like throws it at him?
Yeah.
No, that's in the movie. But she's like flirtatious. She's like, yes, my dear. or
Yes,
something.
and Obi-Wan's like, let's get it on.
Lovely. Yes.
Yeah, so Obi-Wan's
It's
creepy.
really weird scenes with those two, but
Yeah, so then we see him battle it out.
they battle it out, and they talk about like I don't know if they talk about making a deal, but I think pretty much that she just wanted to trap him.
Yes, and she fights him.
They fight.
They
and-
jump out a window.
Yeah, no, they end up going up to the roof, don't they?
Yeah, they like slowly
Fight on the
fight
roof.
out.
And then Anakin and Obi-Wan are up there, and then they
She jumps off onto one of those spider things. I forget what they're
Mhm.
called. Forgive me.
I don't know. You can look them up.
Yeah.
You got it. Did you say like spider?
Droids.
Like yeah, or from Clone Wars or something.
That's probably
Those,
good,
it's
yeah.
not those ones.
Yeah,
It's
those
the
ones
big
are in
ones.
episode 2.
But yeah, he's up on the thing. They're fighting. She jumps off, and then they look down, and there's just this entire battalion of like troops sitting down there. And then you see the guy from the. It wasn't those guys.
You sure?
Those are the ones from Geonosis.
Yeah, you are right. Again.
What I don't know what they're called.
Is it that one?
No, that's from.
This is bad radio.
Yeah,
but
no,
no,
it's
we don't
okay.
care.
This
Yeah,
is the
that
episode
was
of-
from Geonosis.
It's this one. This one.
Aha!
This one.
Yeah, it is this one.
No, not that one.
This one.
The
Ah.
the Octopara. I know. I
This
remember
is
it's
so.
called
This is
Octo-
probably more like off of like a squid than a spider.
Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they actually have the squid.
Oh
ships.
yeah,
if you
yeah.
remember. Those are cool too.
That was a cool battle too.
But-
yeah, getting back on topic.
They yeah. So they fight and they figure out that the Separatists knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else they really figure out there. I don't think they figure out much else from
I think they
going
just.
there.
I think she just wanted them to get there because she thought she could beat them, and
Yeah.
she comes close. I mean, for being a 1v2, she does very well, but she also has the dark side on her side, of course.
Yes, and that always helps.
Yeah, that
But,
helps a lot.
I will say the guy who had the droid fingers. I just found his name. His name's Chopper.
Chopper, because that makes sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because he chops the fingers off of the droids. But and yes, Anakin and Obi-Wan rode their bark speeders to the Separatist base. They notice an increasing number of spy droids. And she heads to the Trident. They can also be called Tridents, I think.
Okay,
Those things because they have 3 legs. That would make
makes
sense.
sense. Yes.
That's about it. They don't really find out anything else
Mhm.
from talking to Asajj.
Yeah, but they fight her. No one really wins. There's no losers to it.
No,
The Obi-Wan and Anakin get back to
the base barely
Yeah.
riding on steps, like
Yeah.
the little speeder things. I think.
and they find out that Rex and Cody did their job and found the
They
the
got
mole.
it. Yeah. And,
But,
and then Anakin and Obi-Wan confront them as well.
Yeah, he does. Yes.
Mhm.
And they find out there's a little bit of damage done to the vehicles
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there's like half the people, and we see the damage of that in the movie actually,
Yeah.
because they're like all of our heavy.
Equipment.
Is
Yeah, they
that
only
damaged.
had the single
cannons.
cannons. Yes, they didn't have any like portable but movable.
Tanks.
Yeah, tanks and
They can
such.
only protect those like in the back or something
Mhm.
like that. So it set up a very desperate scene for the movie. And yeah, Ventress dispatches General Lothsum to take care of the Jedi while she moves on to the next phase of her master's plan.
Mm-hmm.
And the master's plan is what we then see in the movie.
Yes.
But General Lothsum is that guy with like the
Mhm.
neck and like you see like the big like long jaw. And he's got the teeth
He
that like,
dies
stick out.
in the Clone Wars, if I'm not.
Does he
dies.
later on?
Yes, and I can't name the episode right now because I have not got that far in my rewatch, but
Yeah, me neither. But I remember him.
Yes.
And then Obi-Wan says something sly to him.
yes, Obi-Wan always gets a slide comment in there,
Obi-Wan's very good with that. He's the master of...
quick-witted,
Or what do they call Obi-Wan? They're always like Obi-Wan... they have a name for him because he's just so quick. But it's good. I'll look it up. I'll figure out what it
Yeah,
was.
we'll get that to you next episode, so you better log in.
But I just remember at the end, they were like... they were talking to the guy and like how he betrayed them.
Mhm.
Like, why? And it's like... So you're going to betray your brothers, those that are still stuck here to fight.
Yeah,
And you're going to have tons of them die just so you can be free.
yeah,
And it's
pretty
like-
much like a little prick.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like,
Excuse my language.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm just very offensive when clones betray brothers because
Oh.
I'm a big clone lover right here.
hmm Yes, he's like the clone guy, and I'm like the Jedi guy.
Yeah, that sums our relationship
Our
pretty well.
yeah.
I mean, we'll both cry if either one dies.
If any of the Jedi die, if any of the clones die, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. And no one cares about the droids.
Mhm.
The droids can die if they want to.
Yeah. When they say Roger, Roger, it makes me want to punch him in the face. So
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it makes you cry. And I was like, dude, come
It's
on.
a very sad moment for me. So yeah. Do you have anything else for
Well, I found the name of all Slick's men.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, name them off right now.
Okay, so they all question Slick's men. One of them being Jester. I'm not reading this. I'm like rewording it. So Jester was the one that was cleaning his weapon.
Yes.
The one that was
Oh
in the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
And then Punch and Sketch were in the mess hall.
Okay,
They were
makes
eating.
sense.
And then Gus was in the infirmary because he was injured.
Yeah, that's right. He
didn't have like a patched up arm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chopper was the one, of course, that had the.
He said he went to the mess hall, but that wasn't right. He
Mhm.
actually went to the
like some hidden
the
area.
chop
and,
off
chop the
fingers.
and get, like the bracelet.
I can only imagine him like having like prisoner droids like locked up, and
Locked
he
up,
just goes
just
up
like-
there and just he has like a butcher knife, and he's just chopping them all. That's when I like
It's like
think of
something
him in
from
my
a
head.
horror movie.
Yeah, he's like, but it's like droids.
You just see these droids like chained up
And
and,
they're
and they're like sparkling. No,
Oh god,
Don't
droid
kill
comedy. You'll get my comments on that.
you're
in the
not my
episode.
creator.
He chops off their fingers like they have feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
wow.
Liam is calling me.
yeah,
He may be another person. We
yeah. Might have a guest star on the
guest
show
star.
soon. So
But yeah, so yeah, and then by the end they find out that the one guy that they didn't suspect, the group
Mhm.
Slick's group, they're like Slick's group, it can't be them. They find out that Slick himself
yeah,
was the leader.
Slick's
so
group is a very like prestige.
I guess
crew.
in their mind,
Yeah.
they're something cool, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just shows you like at the beginning, it ties right back to the quote. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
They were good
Everything
friends
does.
with him. Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
like the truth may enlighten the mind, but won't always bring happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they were sad. I mean, one of their clone brethren was a traitor.
Yeah.
So,
They needed to know the truth, but it was gonna make them sad.
Right.
Sometimes you can't handle the truth.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can't handle the truth. So yeah. Anything else on the episode?
I don't think there's much else.
Yeah, I think we covered it pretty wide
like
and spread.
pretty deep. Anything else? Any random topics you want to bring up for today? I think
I think
we're good.
that's yeah. So yeah, I think that's all. Yeah.
You're a little
The
bit,
dog barking.
We got Otis in the background there.
Uh-huh.
So Josh's
yeah,
dog. So.
Yeah, I want to name Chewy, but that's the story for another day.
Yeah, so thank you again for watching. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
All right, have a good one.
Bye!
Bad Batch Podcast logging off.
Nice.